Hey, my name's Mariana and welcome back to my channel. Today, as you may know by the title, I'm giving you guys a life update. A lot has changed since I was sharing videos at the start of this year. A lot of unexpected changes, some expected changes, but yeah, just dive straight in. So, I'm not sure if I said this in a previous video, but I am originally from Mexico, but I grew up in Canada. So when I was living in the UK with my husband, I was on a youth mobility visa, which is only for 2 years. And so that was coming up to an end, and we were kind of figuring out whether we wanted to stay in the UK or, either move to Ireland or Canada. And I had a preference, obviously, but which would have been to move to Ireland. But God had other plans. So we are in Canada. We've moved to Canada and it's been interesting. My husband, he's Irish. So we've been kind of the last few months just dealing with visa applications for a spousal visa, and my baby as well. She was born in the UK, so we're kind of getting her citizenship here in Canada. We also moved to Montreal, which is in the French part of Canada. The main French part of Canada, because I know there's other places in Canada that are French, but Quebec, the province of Quebec, is French. And so that means my husband needs to learn French. He learned French in high school, so he kind of has a bit of French in his memory. He says that you never lose anything, it's just a matter of kind of finding it. So he's been going to different it's really good. The library here has and not just here, there's libraries obviously across the city. They give free French classes, so that's what he's been kind of going to, free conversation classes, while he waits to get the francisation, which is basically a program given by the government to help immigrants learn French. If you're not from here, you might not know. It's been very messy. They did not plan it well, and they have spent all the budget for the year since I think maybe September or before that. It's been really embarrassing. It's been really bad. It looks bad on them. But anyways, we're figuring it out, putting God first and seeing where that leads us. So the deal with I grew up here, and it's not a bad place to grow up in. I really enjoyed growing up in a very multicultural city. Even just, I remember I got married in Ireland, and all of my husband's friends were just very impressed by the fact that I had my bridesmaids were from all over the world. One was from Rwanda, one was from Guyana, the other one was from South Korea, and then there was another one from New Zealand, and she was half Kiwi, half from the US, and then my other bridesmaid she was Irish. So it's just incredible to just see the diversity just in my bridesmaids. We had some funny looks. Well, not funny looks, just people were very just whoa, they would stop. We went to this cafe once and they just stopped. People would stop and stare at us. Not in a mean way. They would just kind of look and just smile, kind of wow, anyways, beside the point. So Montreal, yeah, as I said, it's a good place to grow up in. Especially because I'm really into nutrition and everything, I had a bias towards Ireland because it's in Europe, and Europe has stricter rules when it comes to, food and the regulation of it, higher quality. Whereas here in Canada, we're very influenced by the US, and a lot of things that you'd find are banned in Europe are permissible here, let's say. So I'm not a huge fan of that, especially since now that I'm a mother, I'm thinking about my kids, and I want to offer them the best without. I'm also very lazy, so trying too hard in the sense of, well, no, maybe it's the wrong way of saying it, but just like when you go to the grocery stores in Europe, you can find really good food and you don't have to really look for it. And it's not like you have to pay extra. I mean, you could pay extra for really, really good food, but the like I said, the standards in Europe are really good. So I'd say like Montreal, I mean, Canada, our standards are low ish. And then there's, Europe, the regular food is like the standards are high, and then the food that's even more expensive, the standards are even higher. And it's expensive, but you don't have to break the bank to eat properly. Whereas here, you have to actually like be very particular in what you're bringing into the house. I mean, people survive; they're eating well here, so it's just a preference, my personal preference. And to be honest, I am still open to moving back to Europe. Eventually, we moved. I haven't said this possibly. We moved here as well because, with kids, for those that have kids, it's helpful to have family around. And, my mom and my dad are here, and I have brothers as well. So my family of origin are here, and just especially because I'm pregnant again, just thinking about just the future of the kids, and the help that we would like and the community that we would like. I guess we definitely could find community in Ireland. It's more the support, the network, the family network that we were looking for. So we came here. So a second life update. As you may know, if you've seen previous videos, I used to eat low carb. I think I did explain I went from keto to low carb, and now I'm kind of more modern carb, moderated, like moderation carb intake, in the sense of like we're currently living with family, so we don't have as much say in the food that we eat. We do, but we don't at the same time. Like, they're open to to us, and as well, like it's easy to do some switches for different things, or avoid excess carbs in a way, because we're also Mexican, so there's the tortillas, the rice, the bread. We have heaps of like carbs that accompanies the food, and that's just like the starches. Then there's other carbs that are part of the meal, and it's just it's easy to kind of like pick, so it's not that bad. It is manageable. Also, my mom has been like making sourdough bread for a while, and I'm like someone that's like super lazy, and I've kind of just jumped into her journey rather than starting from scratch. And so she has her starter. She's, had it for a few years, and she's kind of like, gone through a few mistakes and learned from the mistakes. And so now I'm sort of learning from where she's at. And so I've started making sourdough bread, which has been, I was going to say fun, but at the same time, it's been a struggle. For those who have tried it, I'm like the type of person that has a personality that's very low patience. So you can imagine, you have to have loads of patience. And at the same time, I'm trying to perfect kind of like my technique of sourdough, because I don't want to be doing like, I don't want it to be taking too much of my time. I don't want it to be like, how they joke, like, you have sourdough starter or sourdough baby, and like, it's a second baby, basically. I actually have a friend that came over on a day that I was making sourdough, and I had a few, sorry, I'm pregnant, so I'm out of breath. I had a few alarm clocks. set up for just like the next step. Even though I wasn't doing much, like we are very lucky we have a bread machine, and I'm kind of just like trying to get it done with that. But yeah, I'm trying to perfect my technique so that I don't have to be ruled by it. He was kind of like, my friend was like, it's your second baby, and then because I'm pregnant, he's like, you're expecting your third baby. So a third life update, as I've already mentioned, is that I'm pregnant with our second baby, not third. And we were expecting it in a way, because we were open to life, and we didn't know how long it was going to take. We started trying after our first baby turned 1, and we got pregnant straight away. So we were very blessed. I was trying to take care of, obviously my body and my health and my nutrition so that it could host someone. And I mean, we did have a few miscarriages scares, because like with my first pregnancy, I did not bleed, whereas with my second pregnancy, I bled. After I found out that we were pregnant, I bled for like a week, and then after that I bled like a few days, maybe 1 day or 2 days, a few weeks after, and then a few weeks after. And so it was a bit of a scary time, but thank God everything is turning out well, and the baby is healthy, which is important, and very good, which is great. And we're not finding out the baby's gender this time round. My husband, he didn't want to find out, with our first child. But I just really wanted to know. But I was like, okay, if you don't want to know, it's fine, we can wait. But then as the time came closer to finding out, he was kind of like, you know what, I want to know. But now with with our second one, because we're so busy with our first one, we have been able to just, focus on her and not. It's very different for those who have more than one kid. Like, when it's your first one, all your focus is on the baby, and it's just like, what are they doing? How are they doing? I can't wait to meet them. Obviously, I can't wait to meet the second baby, but it's just very different because your mental space is elsewhere once you have a baby out in the world. Oh, also, my baby shower is coming up, which I'm very excited, because my first baby shower with my first baby, because we lived in the UK, we didn't have friends and family living nearby, so we had just been there for less than a year, really, in the UK, so we hadn't had time to really make friends. And my closest friends all live here in Montreal, so we ended up doing the baby shower on Zoom, which ended up really, it ended up being really good, and it was really fun. We had a few activities, and my friend did an amazing job at preparing it. I'm so grateful for them. And we had family, and actually I had two, because I had one in English and then I had one in Spanish, because my side of the family that's still in Mexico, they don't have Spanish. And then also our friends here that are Latino, they don't really have English, so they have more French. So we kind of, had to do two different events. This time we're just going to have one. It'll be everybody. It'll be a mixing pot. It'll be interesting, but it'll be fun. And I'm really excited for it. It's going to be like in 2 weeks from today-ish. Well, not from today, but it'll be in 2 weeks. And I'm really excited. A life update I forgot to mention, baby brain, is that I have exciting news. I am studying to be a health coach, and I'll be sharing my journey with you. I'll be sharing what I learn, and I'm really excited because I love nutrition and I also love helping people. So this is a exciting new step, exciting new journey, and I hope you guys come along for it. It's great because I already know my approach, finding people where they're at, and I'm very excited to see clients, and I just can't wait. And the last update that I'm going to give today is, I already spoke about it a bit, but I just wanted to kind of share this and be a bit vulnerable with you guys that, we moved in with family. I've mentioned it, as I said, living with family, arriving here. There's a housing crisis everywhere, with the whole French thing as well with my husband. we're hoping we're going to get paid, because the government pays, depending on what type of class, they pay you to learn the language. So we'll have a bit of an income, but not enough to, be able to pay rent, pay bills, pay food. So we're still living on our savings, especially because of all the hecticness of the mess that the program is in at the moment. So we've been living like that for 2 months so far. So who knows how long we'll be here. We're not too fussed, because we love my family, and we get to experience a bit of like generational living, togetherness, because of the fact that obviously there's my parents, then there's us, and then there's my baby and this baby. So it's been really great to have family around, and the support and the help. I know, like, it's not everybody's cup of tea. Maybe it's just cultural. I'm Mexican. It's something that, it's something that's not too far away from us. I think here it's for maybe Canadians and just more of the developed world. It's been quite a few generations that people don't really live with their family. Well, yes and no, because like with the housing crisis, there's still like people in their 30s living with their family, not because they want to, but more because there's no way of getting a place. Whereas we're here, we could, I guess, find a place if we really looked. But again, we're trying to focus more on getting the French done, and so that, especially if we're going to be here a bit longer, as in the long run, it'd be good for my husband to have the French. So yeah, if you have any questions for me regarding anything I've said, or if just you want to chat, leave a comment below. I'll make sure to answer. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a lovely day.